Here we go. Woo. Wait a that one. Now, let me plug this up. They went dead on me the last time. Well, mine, you know, when you look at that stuff, you think you got to start off with a lot of charge, and then by the end of the day, it's over, you know. And then you think you got enough, and then you turn it back on. Oh, I got it. I just put it on. I didn't go down further enough. Oh, you. I was going to say, she always sends out an email tonight, and it says board directors. Well, mine doesn't tell me to accept it. I had accepted to accept it. I just usually go. If you're going to be here and I said accept it. You ever seen it when it says accept? And decline? Oh, always happens. Yeah, no, you go through the calendar, right? Yeah. I'm saying that I just saw an email that's provided to me. Yeah, that's provided in an email. Finding it a challenge. Thank you. Okay, now I'm not the only one. No, here. Key update notification. June 7th. And I bring that up. And it says the board of directors. And I think and that's the July 1st, right? Yeah. No, it's June 7th. No, we're July 1st. We don't. But you can get back everything with the arrows? No, I mean, you can get from the emails. Well, I usually do what Justin has showed me how to do. He said, just go to the calendar and click on calendar. I said, oh. I said, that's a good way to do it. I said, I got it. So that's what I've been trying to do, is always keep that in mind, just go to the calendar.
All right. Are we ready? I don't see the screen on.
Good evening, Madam President.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good.
All right. Are we all, everybody is situated?
Recording in progress.
Microphones on? Phones off? All right, all right, all right. ¿Listos, Robin? Ready? All right, all right, all right. It is 32 minutes after the hour. I'm calling the 1st of July West County Wastewater Board meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please take the roll?
Sure. Director King Meredith. Here. Director Antila. Here. Director Weiner.
Present.
Vice President Alvarado. Here. And President Setta.
Aquí.
Madam President, we have a quorum with all 5 members present.
Thank you so much. Directors and staff and audience, at this time, will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, or at your pleasure, you may observe a moment of silence, seated or standing. Director Rintila, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, sir?
I will, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As soon as possible.
Thank you so much. This evening, I've asked Vice President Alvarado to serve as a parliamentarian for the meeting. Sir, are you prepared and willing to serve in that capacity?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much. As a reminder to the board, the staff in the audience, the board's rules of decorum are in effect. we ask everyone to wait to be recognized before speaking and to keep your remarks focused on the item under consideration. If needed, I will take appropriate steps to maintain an orderly meeting. Individuals Now is the time for public comments on items not on the agenda. Members of the public may comment during this time up to 3 minutes per speaker. Directors, you may briefly respond or ask clarifying questions, but please do not engage in discussion regarding public comment made during this time. That is not allowed. Madam Clerk, have we received any written comments or requests to speak for tonight's meeting?
We have not. If anyone wishes to speak on non-agenda items, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Thank you. At this time, I will ask General Manager Andrew Claude to please lead us through the agenda.
Thank you, Madam President. The consent calendar consists of items 1 through 5, and I just wanted to make a note. There are a couple of items on there with some rather large numbers for purchase of chemicals. These are routine as part of our operations, part of our budgeted expenses. They're here because they exceed, obviously, the general manager's authority, but they're on the consent calendar because we will always try to find some innovative ways to reduce the amount of chemical we use, but they're purchased from the consortiums, and these are the prices, and this is what we need for operations.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Madam Clerk?
President Sudeth, it has been brought to my attention that for item 1 minutes, the link was not, so therefore, no one could review them. So I request that that item be pulled from consideration, and I will bring them back to the July 15th agenda for consideration.
Noted, and it shall be done. We will, directors, we will remove item 1 from the consent calendar, and it will be deferred to the July meeting.
Do we need a motion for that or not?
No, no, we do not. We're just going to use executive order. Okay?
So I'll make the motion
Is there
to
any
move the
other?
item.
We're going to move the items
Minus
2
1.
through 5.
Yep.
I'm going to ask, before I ask for a second, I want to make a comment on item 5. Proclamations,
Not yet.
okay? All right, do I have a second? It's been moved, I didn't hear a second.
I moved.
You want to say it? Second the item.
I moved.
No, he moved it. You wanna
Oh,
second?
who moved? Well, okay, I'm seconding it. I didn't.
Okay, so item's been moved and seconded. And I just want to,
My bad.
I will be removing his phone. No, I'm
Thank
just
you.
kidding.
There we go.
oh, goodness. I just wanted to make a comment on item 5 before we move the item into the record, on the importance of the Americans with Disabilities Act and Disability Pride Month, which is given today is the first day of the Disabilities Pride Month, and the observance of ADA in noting that disabilities come in all forms, not only visible but invisible disabilities, and the contribution that people with disabilities make to not only the workplace but also in our community. And I just would be remiss to just let this go into the record, would not out recognizing or saying something into the record about it. As a person with a mobility disability, I think it's one of those people, those things that is not just words, it's action, and that treating people with dignity and respect is incumbent upon all of us in our daily lives, in what we do. And so I think it's not just approving a proclamation, but making sure that we live by the words that are written in the resolution, and and recognizing that there's something that says the work works better with all of us is the world works better with all of us is necessary. There was a small typo on the proclamation that I just wanted cleared up, because it says the works better with all of us instead of the world. So I just wanted that fixed. But other than that, I think it's just really important that, believe it or not, this is only the 36th anniversary of the ADA. 36 years. That's it. So people with disabilities is the most underserved and unemployed group in the entire country and in this nation. So that was it. With that, Madam Clerk, with the items been properly moved and seconded, and with that small change on the document,
Can you clarify which proclamation was it?
it's the Disability Pride Month.
The Pride Month one.
It's the in the title.
All right.
It should be "The world works better with us."
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That was it.
Public comment before we take a vote?
Yes.
Okay. So I haven't received any requests to speak, but if anyone wishes to speak on items 2 through 5 at this time, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Thank you. And it's been properly moved to second. Do we have any further comment from the board? If not, will you please state the vote?
Sure. On the motion by Vice President Alvarado and seconded by Director King Meredith to approve consent calendars 2 through 5 with revision to item 5, the Disability Pride Month Proclamation. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those say no. The motion passes 5-0.
Thank you so much. Third?
Thank you. Next on the calendar is regular calendar item 6. On the agenda is to conduct a public hearing and adopt a resolution approving the fiscal year 2027 sewer service charge report and authorizing Contra Costa County to collect the sewer service charges on the county tax roll. And back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, I'm gonna open this public hearing. I will now open the public hearing. Madam Clerk, will you please describe how this public hearing was noticed? It is now 6:43. Ma'am?
All right. Notice of this public hearing was published in East Bay Times, West County Times edition on June 17th and June 24th. The proof of publication will be filed with the minutes for today's meeting.
Thank you so much. General Counsel, are you satisfied that West County Wastewater has met all of the legal requirements for calling this public hearing?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much. Would you please describe the nature of this public hearing, Madam General Counsel?
Yes, thank you. This public hearing is required by Health and Safety Code Section 5473. So while the board formally adopted the rates on June 3rd, 2026. The law requires that West County prepare a report that details the amount to be charged to each property owner and collected on the tax roll. This public to review the amount of the sewer service charge to confirm that it's correct for their property and to seek an objection or correction if the amount is incorrect for any reason. As a note to the board and to the public, the report was updated on June 30th to correct a typographical error to one property owner's assessor's parcel number.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, have we received any written comments or requests to speak on this item?
We have not. If anyone wishes to comment at this time on item 6, public hearing, for service charge, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comment.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no more comments or questions, I'm going to declare that the public hearing is now closed. Are there any questions or comments from board directors?
I had something to say, but I deleted it, so now I'm going to try to recall it, which is always fraught with danger.
Go ahead. Can you make sure, is your?
Yeah, I'm grateful to staff for being so careful and following all procedures and laws and bringing us to this point. I'm sure that the listing that was provided is accurate and care was taken in producing it so that the revenues will be fairly collected. And I'm also sure that the district will carefully use these revenues to continue to provide the service and the infrastructure necessary and desired by our ratepayers.
Thank you. See, that wasn't bad at all. You can speak contemporaneously if you want to. Any other comments? You good? Madam,
We're good.
You good?
Yes.
All right. So with that, if there are no further comments from the board, I'll ask for a motion to adopt the resolution approving the fiscal year 2027 sewer service charge report and authorizing Contra Costa County to collect the sewer service charges on the county tax roll.
So moved.
Thank you.
Okay?
And let's got a second. It has been properly moved by Vice President Alvarado and seconded by Director Weiner. Madam Clerk, will you please state the roll?
On the motion by Vice President Alvarado and seconded by Director Weiner to approve consent calendar items 1 through 5. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong section.
6.
I'm reading, sorry. On item 6, public hearing.
Can we
sewer service
please take
charge,
a, can
roll
we
call?
please take a roll call vote?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So, roll call. Director King Meredith.
Yes.
Director Rentila.
No.
Director Weiner.
Yes.
Vice President Alvarado.
Yes.
And President Suddeth.
Yes,
The motion passes 4-1, excuse me.
thank you. Thank you so much. General Counsel Nicole Witt, will you please announce the closed session agenda?
The board will now convene into closed session as described in the agenda. Now is the time for public comments on closed session items 7 and 8. Madam Clerk, have we received any requests to speak or comments on the closed session items?
We have not. If anyone wishes to comment on item 7 or 8, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Convene into a separate room for closed session and return to this room for open session at its conclusion.
Thank you. Microphones off, please.
What did we have to eat? I saw sandwiches. I said, what did we have to eat? Sandwiches?
be replacing it with that.
I'm giving it to you. It's in the range now.
Yeah.
Good. And then can we help you with this?
Yeah, we these ones, the bad, financially, and it's really, yeah, we don't turn it off, but it's, they can just close it. It's hot, yeah.
I've got a copy of that in there, just in case this happens. It's getting more and more.
The only other, I mean, we don't have any other laptops, it's like MacBook, Airbook or something like that. Because everything you do is on basically cloud. So theoretically, that could be an option because they're much smaller. It's like that MacBook Air, they're actually smaller than this, I mean lighter. Because that was the only other one I think of. I mean, this is the standard we're giving to staff, but yeah, that's
All right, let's.
outside of this one.
Yeah, let's think about that, because that's heavy. That's like. Oh, no. No, that's carpet. Oh, like, I already got to carry myself.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Want to do everything mediocre or bad, multitask.
So then I need to work like 40 hours a day, okay? A day, if I don't do one.
Not enough hours in a day, 40 hours in a day. You have to freeze time, Judy.
Right.
And you'll be the only one not frozen.
The design will be done by August of next year. And so if we do the. This is state law. The part is here and here. They connect it to here. Here. So if we finish the design by August next year, about 3 months for IFP. August 2028. It's going right now, we just signed it last week. It's a lot, we should look at it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just didn't want something related to us with like serving utensils and all
Yeah,
the things.
grab the
So I was
box.
like,
Grab the box and keep it. Yeah, I get that.
yeah. It's intentional, very intentional.
Yes. That was very convenient. You just grab the box. It's done. You don't have to touch anything else. No self-serving. You don't worry about trays. Charger there. That is, I do agree with the complaints about the battery. My battery was not lasting more than like 2 hours of this stuff.
This I need to send keep up. I need to send a equipment replacement. Because when I try to put this in,
Your laptop?
this the one we keep up here.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a new one, it just needs to be more.
There's one that's like, we have in the IT closet that it says label, I don't know if there's something wrong with it, it says label possible replacement for diets for here, yeah.
Yeah, because when I go into presentation mode, it blinks. So something,
Is that, was it the other laptop or this one is the one that blinks? Okay.
This is the one that blinks when I go into presentation mode, because you remember you looked it up, the
Oh,
video
yeah.
card
It's
is
like a
probably not
graphics.
matching anymore.
Right.
It's not compatible anymore.
It's a graphics issue.
Yeah, so. I think it's time.
Time for a new one. It's just been sitting up there for.
And then I'm not sure, well, it should be getting updates, because it's on Ethernet, so.
As long as it's not turned off,
But when you turn it back on, it should still update.
it might take a couple hours. Like it has to be on, sometimes it has to be on for a couple hours to catch.
So, okay. Well, it's on sometimes. Sometimes I'll come up here and it's not on, so I'm sure it is something.
Honest. Yeah, it's usually a Thursday night. Sometimes Dell will throw on updates.
There, now that those do need to be updated, when we have to actually allow those.
Yeah. Today, and I was like,
Okay.
I got 5 minutes before a meeting. Let me see if it's logging. It took me minutes.
I don't know, I'll try that. Because there's some that
You might be able to go look into it, and like search for like Dell updates.
No, they pop up. I just, I'm like,
Oh, you ignore
I
it.
know it needs it.
Because you're there, and you're like, I can't update right now.
Yeah, by the time I'm.
So it's like you have to come in here maybe an hour before the meeting,
Yeah,
and then do all the updates there.
yeah, I'll try that.
Well, so next time you're gonna be in tomorrow afternoon, you remember? You're trying to post everything early, so like.
I already
So
posted.
you just posted that.
I already posted it there.
Yeah, it's gotta like. Oh, I was having an issue with Janae's staff report, for whatever reason, the font was different,
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't letting me.
I didn't post the electronic, just the paper.
Yeah, well, I was like that on the staff report that she wrote.
Yeah.
For that night committee wasn't letting me convert back to the original font. So when you pull it up, there's like 2 different fonts on the staff.
And
report.
when you try to hit strip,
And I want to strip it, yeah.
And it won't work.
Yeah.
that has been happening. I need to talk right to them. There's a couple of things that's going on. That is one where the people aren't able to clear the font.
Yeah.
Is one, and the other thing is, the and symbols are starting to show up. So normally when you do a demo, it's fine, the naming is
Right.
fine. Well, and is showing up as the and percent with like A and P behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that because the portal, West County time, the portal that you now use to order,
Yeah.
you have to copy and paste in. Something was going on last week where all every apostrophe, everything was coming out into like almost like a wedding.
So it's really.
It was crazy. She tried to pull them all out and she sent me the proof and I'm like,
That doesn't look right.
it still Yeah, they almost done. I'm done. No, are they almost done? Are they? Let me lock the door.
Have you been eavesdropping?
I know this is about to be wrong. That's what I was like, what?
Maybe at least oh yeah, I was thinking at least an hour and a half. Did you put a timer on when you went in? They got your consent calendar.
6:48.
Okay, so it's been an hour. Trying to get all these staff reports done for the 15th.
Is it a lot?
We've got a good number, like PO, for the fiscal year. They're not huge dollar value, but it's like 60,000.
The board quarterly report is supposed to go to the chief. You may send you the template. What? For the board quarterly report? That's due next Wednesday. If I not submit for, I don't think so. I don't think the person I think that has access to the template is Geraldine. Really? For this last quarter. Oh, the quarter ended June, just ended yesterday. You know what? We talked about that Tuesday, Angela, Goldman, and myself. Yeah. The link that you have put in the Teams, that link expired. But it's empty. So if you go into the channel, right, the share tab. Okay. Oh, it's okay. I learned it, only learned it because I did it, because I set it up in there. I'm sure. Because I didn't know it did that. So if you're in the Teams channel, the chat portion, and there's these little tabs at the top, and share is one. Share the file is. My apologies. I'll get that tomorrow before we all that. Oh, it's not until next Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just saying. No, because yesterday was just the last day of the quarter, so. Oh, yeah, and we should have that information. Yeah, I'll get that to you, before. I'll probably get it tomorrow, so. This is what the CPT wants. No problem, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. People want to start reporting a couple of, we talked about identifying possibly 2 things that people reported out of charging.
Like a quarterly report?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't need to keep coming back to the board. We don't need a formal report. We could throw in like number of sessions for the last quarter, like for average charging per day or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, because I'm sure what's more valuable is how frequently it's being used.
It's how much. I think that what they really like to see, the 2 things is that who. So if we could just.
So we could say public usage, number of sessions, and employee number of sessions.
Or remember that how she broke it down? I think Richmond County and then external county.
Yeah, number of sessions by vehicle or like resident location, and then West County
Whatever that
wastewater
was
district.
she did, it was like
But if you do that before, you do the drip system now, and then whatever plants are gonna be. Roots crisis. What we really need is, we need landscape architects, which takes time. Yeah, you could have a contractor, but they'll be like, oh yeah, we can do these arrangements. Somebody's a lot of money. And someone's gonna complain that someone, a staff member's water. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Whatever. I'm okay with it. Yeah, they're gonna make that, why is it only moonscape? Because it's an entry point, we want it to feel nice and, so you need some vegetation. Yeah, that's all they're gonna see. Yeah. And then after that, you just walk into the treatment, and there's not a lot of vegetation anyways. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, pushing for we need to build it down. Couple years. It's like we need a model here. Also, you see us, and my vision would be is we just, what one building, so it may be cheaper to tear this down. Because it's not built, it's the CSO. Or we keep this section, like, so we keep the front facade, and then kind of everything out behind. Kind of like what the old add-on was, anyway, where it's flat roof. You take all the flat roof part, build it back, and then because you've got slope, you kind of probably go down a little bit, make it two-story, and it won't feel overwhelming. We don't have an attic, right? This is two-story. We have an attic just on the other side of the wall. So you could bring it up to there, depending on, because you know that little grass area. Like that could just be building office space locker room. And then, because CSO still needs the workplace, the garage. You can see that in architects, like, look at it's an odd parcel shape. It's not just like, hey, it's a straight rectangle.
Actually, it's so funny, only within the last 2 weeks have I even understood these buildings. Because I was able to look at
Yeah, you
it
came from this side, yeah.
and it was like,
So Sarah found, so there was,
it's from coming at
well,
it.
it's in the basement, you can see the rendering that they did when
Yeah.
they designed it.
Yeah.
So you can get like the rendering vision that the architect did.
Because when you're, normally I just, and I always fit the approach from the lot, the building doesn't look like anything,
Yeah.
nothing.
Right, right into the parking lot side.
Yeah, you can't make out Spanish architecture.
But it's
But
this
it's
side and the corner, this,
Yes,
the passing Hilltop Drive
Yes.
section.
yes.
And I think we need to be a different color, because if I just want to needs to be more of a white. And you can, maybe the brown trim, or just a darker trim.
You can do brown, or you can do it, that they only use two. It's either this cut, the brown, or the forest green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I was, a couple of years ago, I was at, City going through, it's gonna take a lot of workshops and deciding who's our working group, who's gonna make these decisions, because then it's gonna be, you're gonna go through, what do we want, let's visualize our space. We're gonna have to do space planning all over. I think we need to not start from zero, but we're taking what we have, all these.
But it's still
Get
necessary.
some grants. SRF likes facilities. Yeah, so, because we were on the process of getting there, I already tried when I started here, for me, it was ready, it was basically ready to, I said, I looked at the plans and I looked at plans. And I was like, they have little offices, and they have their workplace. They have our workplace. Materials, that's what I wasn't understanding. They have a paint storage room. You know, it was a maintenance building. I don't know unless they decided what materials they wanted. Maybe I wasn't looking at the plans like what materials it was. Because that type of building can be simple. It doesn't have to be exactly great. Like pretty cheap build, materials pretty cheap. It's sturdy, ready to build slab, and it's brick. It's too much of brick.
Was it, did they have showers or what was it? A fancy granite?
I don't even remember the locker rooms were, they didn't keep them as they had. They didn't even do that. They didn't even do brand. That is the original part.
You're talking about plant.
Plant. I'm talking about plant.
Okay.
But we need bigger lockers. One in there, there's only like, that's why they have a little trailer for changing, because they don't even have space to change. We have like 4, how many lockers are? 5. Plus we have 3 in the lab, 2 in our office. We got like 10, 11. Right, and it's a lot more than that. Right, right. So that needs to be expanded. Much larger. It's model and not space. That's like part of the building that we're going to do. Those where the lab is. And that's where the offices are. That was remodeled. The classroom and her front offices was late night and stuff. They added that. They didn't touch the lab. They might have did roof. You know, and then they replaced the roof like in 2020. So there's that. Maintenance needs a spot. So it means before you do it. But I would like to have a space where I have to go in for all landscaping. So we need space that can fit 75 people.
A bigger classroom.
Bigger classroom. Well, about
Multi-use.
multi-use room, the same size like where we're going to San Pablo. I think that size of room would be really good.
If you actually.
We have enough space.
Because if you actually took the kitchen cafeteria and expanded it always, because you have a largely.
Get rid of the old Edwards building.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get rid of the old clarifier. It hasn't just been sitting there for,
That's
I
a
don't
big
know,
space.
40 years at least. Demo all of that. You readjust the parking lot, so basically, because you could build a brand new building without impacting current staff location. And then the building's open and then you demo the rest of it and, reconfigure the parking lot. Because there's certain parts of the parking lot you can't touch because there's the gas meter, there's gas lines there, there's that, that big tank. It's like a water.
Yeah.
Because when they need more water pressure, so not to have such a large water line. So like that one's, they're not gonna pay to move, because they could have redone clean the room and they decided, it's okay. So like, you wanna keep that there, but you can figure some reason, there's a lot. And you can encroach into the whole, livings easily. Or you could just go to 1950. But I know there's like, it's far away. 1951, our property right here going in, you own that whole thing, that's 10 acres right next to.
Really?
Yeah.
Or for the solar field? Is that what you're?
Well, because they stop that movie? What happens for trying to save a couple $1,000,000 and not driving, not going all the way down to Rock? They probably were like, hey, we can save maybe more than that, might have been first. Millions, they're not cheap condos. This is like, $5 to $10 million condos. Right? Yeah, that'd be pretty similar to that. Yeah.
Especially since they can't get they can't see.
Yeah. Yep. It's, they thought they were gonna stop it, right? Like, we'll do this, we'll drill in and get it.
Yeah, it's just, if they stop one kind of movement, but they created a different kind.
What happens when there's a big earthquake? What kind of movement will that have?
Like, it's all weird here, like, it's not,
Let my hand do this.
they know, they live in there, and it's just, I was scared, but I guess they were monitoring it all the time. They're like a catastrophe, or just, what, it's like chain.
Will it ever get to the point like, what happened in Florida with all those condos? A couple years ago, because they're right on the ocean, and they felt like the people were sleeping and it just collapsed. Like half the condo collapsed. Like, I don't know how many people died. Like in the middle of the night, because there had been signs for many years, that the salt water intrusion, or the salt air intrusion into, chunks of concrete were kind of falling off. You can see the rebar rusting. And so you see that concrete started to fail. The whole building was made out of concrete. And I think they were like, oh, we could do, kind of the HOA was like, oh yeah, it's gonna cost everybody about $30,000 in contribution to do the repairs. I think they might have punted it. Like, look, we don't want to do that, that's too expensive. I think after that, like that part of Florida was like fire. All the condos within these areas do like structural assessment and whatever you find up there, like so there's no assessment. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You're still here? You're still here? You guys set off the alarm? Andrew's okay. What's that? Andrew's okay? I guess. I want to go knock on the door. You set off the alarm, Aaron. I had to, just decide I get the notice.
What, just going out the door?
Going because it automatically turns on at 7. So when there's movement, when there's people moving around, hanging out outside for more than 30 seconds outside, it'll trigger the alarm.
We were just no more hanging out.
No more hanging out after 7 p.m. Well, a couple of months ago, it was really weird. I don't know who they were. A group of people came up. Like, it was like 5 cars. It was like Saturday afternoon, like 5 o'clock. They came up. They all just like sat right under the awning of right at the parking lot where it's kind of covered. They all just sat around there. They talked for like a half an hour and then left. So I don't know what they were doing or because we don't have any microphone, we can't pick up what they're saying. But it was totally random.
There's no microphones on the cameras outside?
No.
So wait, it didn't look like they were just using our parking lot.
Well, they were meeting and talking,
Yeah.
but they showed up all within like 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
They were like talking as a group for like 30 minutes, and then they left. It was really weird. I was like, what is this? And so I see the notice, and I'm looking they're not going to the door, they're not moving around, they're just.
They were just parked out there.
They parked and then they got out of their cars and they were just like on the little ledge, right, where it was under, where it was covered. They were just like sitting around, standing there, yeah, talking. Yeah, I don't know. And then they left. It was like a Saturday afternoon.
Wow, that's crazy.
Look what we find. We never knew that this happened regularly on old camera systems.
You couldn't tell like if they were charging their cars or something.
Nobody was at the ledger. EV chargers.
I was thinking, okay, well, did they leave like a few cars here?
No, they all left. Because I went back and looked, like, all the cars are gone.
Okay, my friends used to leave places,
Were they
leave cars from coming
No,
out.
they were like, one was like a Suburban, a truck, like a
I
sedan.
was just thinking like maybe group of people going to like some, car show.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Maybe they're all going somewhere, like, I'll pull up right here.
That could have been, definitely they were planned. It was a plan, we're gonna be here.
They weren't casing,
Yeah.
trying to get a feel for.
I don't think so.
Probably all in place.
I don't think so.
Wastewater district.
What is it? They had no idea what it was. They weren't even looking at the sign, right? Hole in here.
Look, nobody has like,
Nobody
nobody has desktops sitting around anymore, like, calm down.
Oh, like somebody breaking in the windows, stealing a bunch of computers?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
Very disappointed.
No, it was a show, it was like a show from Ireland. I don't know if you ever seen it on Netflix, Dairy Girls. It like takes place in the 90s. It's like a comedy, a bunch of like high school girls who've been like, but they were like breaking into their school to do something like on a Saturday night, and there happened to be some other guys there like stealing all their new computers. And they thought they were getting in trouble, and the guys were like made them help load their van.
We all have the same idea, so.
And they stole some of that episode. They stole all those girls helped those guys load the van, steal all the computers, new computers from the school. And then the police come and they're like, we don't know what we're doing. And then I'm arrested.
But yeah.
Justin, you know how we got the sign, who ordered the sign, last sign down in the front? Judy did?
Yeah. It was from, I think we got it from Blaze Graphics or something like that.
Right.
I've noticed like some of our things are getting beat. Is that, I don't know what yours.
Probably the environment down there,
Yeah.
the cars was pretty, pretty bad, they get arrested real fast. just
Yeah.
from the salt.
Yeah, the salt area.
I'm thinking we probably want to put a new sign up there before that big tour that's coming up.
Yeah. Right.
Expensive.
Okay, okay. Thank you all. It is 9:27, and we have returned to open session. Wow. General Counsel,
Thank you.
Would
The
you please-
board met in closed session as described in the agenda, and there is no reportable action.
thank you. Next on the agenda is item 9, possible actions to amend the general manager employment agreement. Madam Clerk, have we received any public comments or requests to speak on this item?
We have not, but if anyone wishes to speak on item 9, possible action to amend the general manager employment agreement, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comment.
Madam General Counsel, would you please report on this for me?
Of course. The board has completed its annual evaluation of General Manager Andrew Clow and found that Mr. Clow had an excellent year. In recognition of Mr. Clow's excellent performance over the past year, according to the board's own review process, the board will consider approval of a 7% salary increase for a gross salary of $372,887.97, effective as of April 5th, 2026. The amendment will be publicly available.
With that, I move the approval of the third amendment to the general manager's employment agreement and adoption of the revised wage schedule. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
If I may, the revised wage schedule will be to reflect this increase in the general manager's compensation. That will be the nature of the change to the revised wage schedule, just for the
Thank you.
record.
For clarification, what she said.
So do I second it again?
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
You're fine. Is there any further discussion from the board? No? Madam Clerk, will you please take the vote? And let's do a roll call vote.
Okay. On the motion to, on the motion by President Suddeth and seconded by Director King Meredith to approve the third amendment of the general manager's employment agreement and adoption of the revised wage schedule. Director King Meredith,
yes.
Director Rentila,
Yes.
Director Weiner,
Yes.
Vice President Alvarado,
Yes.
and President Suddeth.
Yes,
That motion passes 5-0.
thank you so much.
Thank you. And on to the next on the agenda is other business, item 10, reports from staff, general manager, and general counsel. A reminder that July 9th at 11:30 in the CSO garage is the Board of Director Appreciation Lunch and Employee Service Awards ceremony. Couple other quick ones. July 11th some of us on staff will go over and join our neighbors at Carlos Wrecking Yard for a celebration and a fundraiser for, I forget exactly.
Autism in the Children's Hospital.
Thank you, sir. July 13th, and I'm not sure who else will be joining me yet, will be at the RNCC giving an update on West County wastewater, what we've been up to and what we plan to be doing over the next 5 years or so. And we have been working with the Public Works Director in Richmond to see when we will be holding our sewer summit and the joint meeting between this board and the Richmond City Council to give an update on both sewer programs, whether we go to ad hoc committee first or not. We'll continue to work with them, but really, they have some different schedule concerns and questions that we don't have. So I'll be deferring to the Public Works Director regarding schedule as long as it doesn't go too long. Otherwise, then we'll see. And on July 18th, another Saturday, is the last meeting of our community working group. The community members that have been working alongside of our designers and consultants on the North Richmond shoreline design. That'll be their last meeting on the 18th. And that is all I have, unless General Counsel has anything for this evening.
I do. Thank you, directors. I wanted to give you all a brief update regarding a new notice of proposed rulemaking that applies and is going to impact recipients of federal funding. This is a proposed change to the regulation that is codified at 2 CFR 200, which is known as the Super Circular. It's an Office of Management and Budget guidance document that then individual agencies adopt through regulation and implement through regulation. So this is a pretty significant change to this rule. And while West County traditionally does not rely on federal funding to the extent that's a priority of the board and a goal that you all are trying to achieve going forward, this change is potentially more relevant in the future. So the thrust of the rule is to give the federal government more discretion to make funding decisions based on a set of subjective standards such as national interest, agency priorities, and the reputation of the federal government. A lot of these are pretty, are not defined terms in the notice of proposed rulemaking, so there's a lot of flexibility in terms of how they will be implemented. There is additionally expanded termination and suspension authority on discretionary grants based on subjective national interest and agency priority standards. And so federal agencies will have very broad latitude to suspend or terminate grants across their portfolios. Senior political appointees would review all awards. The review includes a risk assessment looking at recipients and subrecipients, memberships, affiliations, and quote-unquote questionable practices, and screens for certain prohibited concepts, including, for example, DEI. And then a higher compliance burden on recipients of federal funding across the board. So more subrecipient oversight requirements, new payment verification requirements, e-verify requirements for employees and contractors. The comment deadline for the notice of proposed rulemaking is July 13th. My understanding is that the federal government has received many comments to date, and they've indicated that they're going to be replying to those through the normal process. The targeted implementation date is currently October 1st, 2026, but obviously the course of responding to comments, that may change. So this is something to watch and to keep an eye on. How, if and how it applies to West County is really going to depend on what sources of federal funding may become available to you all. You all may be able to access. But in the event that that is in the future, this will be something that we can delve into in greater detail. And it's certainly something that we are monitoring and on top of for our other clients.
Thank you for that. Directors, any questions or comments on either of those reports? Director Weiner?
You know, for a group of people that kept saying they wanted to reduce the size of government, I gotta say, this little thing here is the opposite. They're going to affect our spending at the local level. It's truly breathtaking. End of comment.
This is so true. Director King Meredith?
Thank you, President Dr. Suddis. General Counsel, the target date to keep an eye on, what was that?
October 1st, 2026.
Okay, thank you. That I'm done.
Thank you. And Sirs, anything? Okay. And, all right, I just had one question on, or one comment on the, thank you for the information, General Counsel. Appreciate that report on the rulemaking. And the reminder about July 9th, please, directors, have it, please calendar. It will follow the FNA meeting on that same date. Director King Meredith, please remember that. We're still in the World Cup. It'll be quarterfinals for World Cup. Can we wear jerseys under our aprons? Is that acceptable, General Manager? General Manager, is that acceptable? Can we all just wear jerseys and then wear our aprons over it?
Wow.
You guys game for it?
I didn't hear what the.
It'll be quarterfinals for World Cup. I
Yeah.
said, can we wear jerseys?
Can we wear jerseys?
Yeah, soccer jerseys.
And our aprons open.
And our apron over it.
I don't have, but I understand. If you feel the need, or anybody feels the need, I'm for it.
Yeah, you for it? Okay, you good?
Is that what we're serving?
That's when we're serving, and we're gonna wear our apron over it. Yeah,
I wore my Niner jersey, sure.
Niner. The other kind of football, sir.
Oh, it's soccer, I'm sorry. I'll take it under advisement, how's that?
Football, like Brazil. Like Brazil will probably.
You can join me on the floor and we can do the Viking, though.
There we go.
Oh, you'll do the
I like
Viking
that.
roll? You guys are gonna do the Viking roll.
That's good.
So that was my question for there, but to keep it moving, I just wanted to mention that. Okay, the final item on the agenda is item 11, director's comments, meeting reports. Madam Clerk, have we received any written comments or requests to speak on item 11?
We have not. If anyone wishes to comment on item 11, director comments, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comment.
Okay, thank you so much. With that, I just want to issue this one tiny reminder to all the directors. Given the lateness of the hour, let's be reminded that directors will report on meetings they attended for which they are seeking reimbursement or compensation from West County Wastewater and any other matters within the subject matter jurisdiction of the agency. As usual, you know, we love to hear about everything wonderful that's happening in your life, just not tonight. Just stick to what you want to get reimbursed for and what's relevant in water and wastewater. And let's do the thing and get out of here. Let's start with, where did we start last time? I think down here. Sir?
Thank you. Quickly, I was at the Richmond City Council meeting on June 23rd. There were appointments made, and they appointed a friend of ours, Myrtle Braxton, to the Commission of Aging. Myrtle is now 94, 95 years old. And then That was by the mayor's office. There were public hearings on levying annual assessments on Marina Bay landscaping and lighting maintenance district and the Hilltop maintenance and lighting landscaping districts. So they will be leveling assessments, additional taxes for those HOAs only, not the city of Richmond. There was a study session and on policy on disruption of telephonic or internet services during a public meeting. Just wanted to bring that up with council as well. The city manager mentioned about, talked about overtasking staff and overspending by the city council members and trying to use city money on their pet projects. They're tightening their purse strings. On July 9th, there will be, which is a Thursday night, I will be going to the mayor's conference in San Pablo on behalf of Vice President Alvarado here. And then the RNCC meeting on Monday, the 13th, will feature a presentation from our very own West County Wastewater District. And that's it for right now.
Through the chair? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was hoping through the chair that we can close the meeting on behalf of Joe Fisher when it's appropriate. Thank you.
I was just going to say that the adoption of those types of procedures to deal with disruptions and remote and other sort of remote virtual participation in public meetings was one of the changes of the recent change to the Brown Act SB 707 that applied to certain types of public agencies. It does not apply to an agency like West County.
Oh, thank you.
Good to know.
Thank you for that reminder. Appreciate that. Is that it for you, sir?
That's it.
Okay. Director Wiener.
Since our last meeting on June 17th, I met with our general manager. I worked our booth at the Juneteenth celebration in Nickel Park. I attended the Richmond City Council meeting, well described by my fellow board member, and the biosolids work group.
Thank you. Director King Meredith.
Okay. Thank you, President Dr. Suddeth. Only two things. Juneteenth, I don't have to expound on that. We're there. We had a booth. We shared information with the participants on wastewater, PFAS, and on germs. Some of them was very excited. Some didn't want to do it. Some was turned off, and they couldn't believe they had so many germs. Okay, the next item was June the 23rd. It was a Zoom, and our president, she had me to get on the Zoom, and it was unions of concern for scientists, and they were opposing the plans for plutonium, for a plutonium pit and its production. They spoke on California energy and its commission, and we had representatives speaking on high electricity and its rates. And they mentioned everything we do to live now depends on the growth of electricity and AI. And also one of the things they talked about the backup of generators and how they mostly are great polluters and the releasing of different particles in the air. And with that, that completes my report.
Vice President Alvarado.
Since our last board meeting on June 17th, I have not attended any meeting but today's meeting. That's my report.
Love a quick report.
22.
That's succinct. All right. So I'm gonna not repeat too much, but I think I reported on this, but anyway, I did the CSDA finance training. That was on the 17th. The 18th, I think you missed one, Director King Meredith, but anyway, I did an aqua lunch and learn on on the 18th. I don't know if were you on this one? We did a lunch and learn webinar. It was accelerating leadership readiness. That's on the 18th. NACWA, some wonderful lunch and learn. Forward them to you when they come up. Director King Meredith already talked to you about Juneteenth. We were there all day. And then on a couple of board agenda meetings, which I don't need to talk about. On the 23rd, this is the one you missed.
Right.
The one about the data center.
Yes.
So the Union of Concerned Scientists, if you're interested in these meetings, let me know. Vice President Alvarado said it was above his pay grade. So he wasn't able to log on. But this one was extremely interesting. It's data centers in California and beyond, impacts to our grid, the environment and public health. And they talked about the use of water, the recycled water, even wastewater, and alternative ways of using energy to power data centers throughout California. If you're interested in listening to the recording, let me know. I can always send it to you. We also had, to Director King Meredith's point, on the 24th, Union of Concerned Scientists, UCS, also did a stopping the plutonium pits a session the following day. And I also attended the CASA Regulatory Work Group Biosolids meeting with Director Wiener. And the week of, going back, on the 16th Women Leadership meeting, we had one in San Francisco and one in Sacramento. And the Richmond City Council meeting, El Cerrito City Council meeting, the Women's Congressional Policy Institute, and I'm missing something. Oh, okay. On the 18th and 17th and 18th, the Black Conservation Week in Sacramento. I met with our consultant on the 18th regarding the GM's evaluation. I attended Juneteenth in Emeryville, Berkeley, Richmond, and Oakland. And what else? I don't want to miss anything. Oh, and today we had another lovely discussion. And this one, if anybody wants the video, please let me know. This one's a really good one. We had a meeting of the Union of Concerned Scientists today on the attacks on science and what can be done about it. On both the federal and state level, mostly federal, attacks on science and how we can use, and how that is affecting our ability to deal with things like, and how that affects how we get funding, how it affects how we get bills passed, how we get, how we can have legislation, and how we just have legislators who understand what we are dealing with on a national level. And right now we're working on the Scientific Integrity Act. In the federal level, it is HR 1106, and in the Senate is S 4545. They are bipartisan bills. Part of it is ensuring that government science is free from political interference, no matter who's in office. And it just guarantees that there's public access to taxpayer-funded research. One of the main reasons is that when you deal with, especially where water and wastewater is concerned, and anything dealing with climate and EPA, that there's no political influence that political influence is removed, and that what's happened with the EPA is that they've softened climate language. or removed anything dealing with climate science. And that's contributed to delays in what we know is urgently needed climate protections. It's also been harmful when it comes to public health and equity issues because it's delayed release of data regarding lead and air pollution and underreported disparities. So that's been very harmful to communities like Richmond, Anzambalo, and North Richmond that are very vulnerable, and that's left them unprotected. And quite frankly, it's been a failure when it comes to EJ or environmental justice issues. And these aren't just social justice issues, these are actual people and lives at stake. And so what we're asking is when you suppress science, everybody pays the price for that. So that's what our conversation today was about. And so those are the bills that we're working on when we're doing our next round of in-district and advocacy that's coming up next month. And that brought me up to date today. So es todo. Madam Clerk, what do we have coming up before we close the meeting?
So as a reminder, district offices will be closed this Friday, July 3rd for the Independence Day holiday. There's a Finance and Administration Committee meeting scheduled for July 9th at 9 a.m. and Infrastructure Operations and Environment Committee meeting scheduled for July 14th at 10 a.m. And the next regular meeting of the board is July 15th at 6:30 p.m., all here at Hilltop.
Thank you for that. And as we briefly mentioned when we came back from closed session, a number of us received a text regarding Mr. Joe Fisher. I'm going to let Director Mantilla, if you want to say a few words before I turn it over to Director King Meredith to close the meeting in his honor. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I just wanted folks to know that Joe Fisher was an icon in Richmond. He was owned a real estate company, and he was the president of the Coronado Neighborhood Council for 30 years. And he truly will be missed. And again, he was an icon, literally. So, Joe, you will be missed. Thank you.
Thank you. Director King Meredith.
Thank you, Madam President, Dr. Sutter. And also, I would like to just add that Jolie Fisher was a businessman for many, many years. It started with his barbershop, and not only his barbershop, into real estate, and was very, very influenced through the community. They're well-known, very well-known, and he would truly be missed, truly be missed.
Before we leave, it's 9:54, before we leave and do a proper resolution for him at some point before his memorial, I just want to say, I talked to my mother this weekend, and I'm going to tell you some advice she gave me. Love people while they're living. Check on your people. Check on your family. Check on your friends. Call people. We're out. You say, I'll call them later, don't. If you think you have time to visit someone, you think you have time to call someone, don't, because guess what? Time always wins.
Undefeated.
It's undefeated. Call them. We just gave Mr. Fisher an award at Juneteenth. Honorary award. So I would just say, have a good evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Have a safe holiday. And, happy birthday, United States.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. And the meeting is adjourned at 9:56. Mic's off, please. or Robin has to, so help her out.
I would love to.
You made me joke.
I got about 8 phone calls, and I call them when I get
You made
home.
me joke.
I got,
I know, my phone was ringing.
yeah, I got 8 calls, and they still calling, Melvin's calling.
You completed 2 doctors?
Yeah.
By the way, which way?
I know you can't think